Have you ever felt like your friendships never quite reach the depth you crave? As an INFJ, you're wired for connections that most people can't even comprehend. Today, we're uncovering 7 hidden reasons why your friendships may feel unsatisfying, and more importantly, how to navigate them without sacrificing who you are. Think of your empathy as a radio tuner that picks up subtle signals everyone else calls noise. By the end of this video, you'll understand how those signals shape friendship dynamics, drawing on common INFJ patterns observed in personality research and community experiences. This isn't about blaming others or changing your core nature. It's about learning how to work with your traits instead of against them. And when you look closer at these struggles, one theme emerges first: honesty that cuts deeper than most people expect. Before we start, please hit the like button, comment, and subscribe so you won't miss any of our weekly deep dives into the world of personality types. And if you are looking to achieve a deeper understanding of yourself and your personality type, click the link in the comments to take our favorite free personality test. Reason number 1, we demand brutal honesty in a world that prefers comfortable lies. When it comes to how you relate to people, one of the most brutal truths is that you expect honesty in a world built on polite half-truths. For you, vague reassurances or surface answers don't sit right. They land in your body like static you can't tune out. Think about the moment when someone says, "I'm fine," but everything in their posture tells you they're not. That disconnect doesn't just register, it almost vibrates against your intuition. Personality descriptions and INFJ community accounts often report this heightened sensitivity to mismatches between words and body language. It's not oversensitivity, it's part of how you experience people. Most friendships run on social scripts. People say what's expected, and others accept it at face value. But you catch the contradictions. A casual chat can turn into a maze of unspoken tension. Where others hear pleasantries, you hear the edges of what isn't being said. Here's the tricky part. If you rush to call it out, it can overwhelm people who aren't ready for that depth. Instead, try a gentle nudge. A simple line like, "Are you sure? You look a little different today." Or, "I sense something, want to talk about it?" That soft probe lets you test the waters without breaking trust. Save your more profound honesty for friendships that can hold it. Those are the people who will thrive on your directness rather than pulling away. And once you've set that foundation, you'll notice another challenge rising: how your hunger for meaningful dialogue changes the entire rhythm of connection. Reason number 2, our need for deep conversations scares people away. Most people are content keeping conversations on light, predictable topics. But for you, surface-level talk often feels hollow. While others exchange routine updates, your intuition draws you toward the meaning beneath the words. INFJ descriptions and community experiences highlight this hunger for depth, where casual chatter can seem like empty calories to the mind. Small talk doesn't just disinterest you, it drains you. Many INFJs describe it as costing psychological energy, like breathing shallow air when you crave a full breath. The challenge is that trying to redirect every exchange into deeper territory can unsettle people. For them, a sudden leap into life purpose or mortality over morning coffee feels like too much, too soon. A better approach is to ease into it. Instead of dropping weighty questions right away, start with one slightly deeper ask, something open-ended but non-threatening. If the other person engages, you'll know you've found a door you can walk through together. To recognize people who actually enjoy your preferred depth, look for small signals. Someone who lights up when asked about their passion, pauses before answering instead of rushing, or shows curiosity about feelings rather than just facts. Once you can spot these connections, another truth comes to the forefront. It's not just conversation depth that sets you apart, but also the standards you hold for what friendship should really mean. Reason number 3, we have impossibly high standards for friendship. For you, friendship isn't about numbers or convenience. It's about depth that feels rare. What others might consider a close bond, you may view as something casual. INFJ profiles and community reports commonly describe an internal checklist of emotional intelligence, authenticity, and shared values. To you, these aren't luxuries. They're the baseline, and it's okay to expect basic decency. The struggle comes when real people can't meet every ideal. If someone aligns with most of what you seek, but falls short on 1 or 2 traits, you may feel tempted to write them off. Over time, this can narrow your circle until only an almost impossible match feels good enough. But perfection isn't required for connection. It's about compatibility that matters most. Here's a simple exercise. Write down your top 3 non-negotiables. For example, honesty, emotional availability, and loyalty. Then list 2 preferences that would be nice but aren't essential. This quick filter helps you decide whether someone belongs in the acquaintance space or has the potential to become a close friend. And remember, different roles can serve different needs. One friend may be your go-to for laughter, another for deep conversation, and another for support. When you start seeing friendship in layers instead of all or nothing, you'll notice the pressure ease. But even with these tools, there's another challenge: how you react when connections feel hollow or demanding. Reason number 4, we withdraw when relationships feel shallow or draining. That moment when you cancel plans at the last minute isn't laziness, it's protection. When interactions feel shallow or draining, INFJs often retreat. You're not avoiding people, you're shielding your energy, because when you're present, you're fully present, processing words, body language, and emotional undercurrents all at once. That intensity has a cost. INFJs often report that deep engagement can be draining, and they require solitude to recharge. This is a consistent theme in INFJ descriptions and community accounts. Your social battery doesn't work like everyone else's. Where others gain energy from chatter and group banter, you can feel depleted. For you, every exchange runs at full depth. It's like doing advanced calculus while others doodle stick figures. That's how fast your mental fuel burns out. Withdrawal, then, is not rejection, it's discernment. Practicing boundaries helps you preserve the energy that matters. One practical tactic: before meeting up, try saying, "I love our plans, just a heads up, I'll need some quiet time after." A line like this sets expectations without guilt. Protecting your reserves frees you to invest in the moments and people who lift you. But the truth is, it's not only shallow interactions that weigh on you. Sometimes, what drains you most is watching others ignore what your moral compass simply can't. Reason number 5, we call out behavior that others would rather ignore. You know that gut punch when someone drops a cutting remark or makes a casual prejudice joke, and everyone else just lets it slide? For you, that silence can feel heavier than the comment itself. INFJ descriptions often note a strong moral radar, a sensitivity to hypocrisy and injustice, so you're likely to notice unfairness where others look away. Most people tolerate minor slights to maintain peace, but each inconsistency lingers in your awareness. Adding up until ignoring it feels impossible. It's not about enjoying conflict. For you, unaddressed behavior creates an internal tension that doesn't ease until you release it. The key is learning when and how to respond. Before speaking, ask yourself a grounding question. Is this a pattern or a one-off? If it's a harmless misstep, conserving your energy may be the wiser course of action. If it's consistent disrespect, that's different. Distinguish between an actual value violation and a simple preference. When you do speak up, short, non-escalatory phrases are most effective. A ready-to-use line is, "That doesn't sit right with me." Simple, steady, and reflective. It invites thought without sparking a fight. Over time, you'll find that clear boundaries may unsettle some, but they also attract the people who value integrity. And this same intensity shows up in another way too. How quickly you lean into emotional openness that others usually hold back. Reason number 6, we expect emotional vulnerability that most people aren't ready for. When it comes to emotional sharing, you often move faster than most people expect. Many INFJ descriptions and community accounts note that you tend to lean into vulnerability early, which can catch others off guard. What feels like a natural starting point for you, talking about struggles or fears, might feel like the deep end of the pool for someone just getting their feet wet. The gap shows up when you share something meaningful and the other person has no idea how to respond. It's not rejection, it's pacing. They simply need more time to build trust, while your comfort with openness makes it feel instinctive to skip the small steps. This doesn't mean you must hide that side of yourself. Think of it instead as adjusting your stride to match someone else's, so the connection doesn't collapse under pressure. Here's a simple 3-step approach. First, mirror their level of sharing. Second, add one slightly deeper piece of your own. Third, pause and watch if they reciprocate. For example, if they say, "I had a rough day at work," you might add, "Yeah, same here. I've been carrying some stress." That's a bridge, not a leap. When you pace intimacy in this way, you create space for others to connect with you. And in friendships built on that kind of trust, another pattern soon emerges. You favor honesty over smoothing things over, even when everyone else stays quiet. Reason number 7, we prioritize authenticity over social harmony. For you, harmony isn't enough if it comes at the cost of honesty. This is where the INFJ tendency to prioritize authenticity over social ease is most evident. INFJ community accounts consistently describe how playing along with small falsenesses feels painful. Authenticity matters more than surface harmony. This doesn't mean you seek conflict. Instead, your inner system resists maintaining a facade. Where others prefer to smooth tension, you see false agreement as a heavier burden than brief discomfort. You'd rather risk an awkward pause than contribute to something that feels inauthentic. The key is practicing what you call strategic authenticity. First, let minor inconsistencies pass with a neutral comment or a gentle redirect. For example, if someone says something off and you don't want to engage, you can reply with, "Interesting, let's change the topic." It lets you maintain peace without betraying yourself. Second, save complete honesty for relationships where integrity matters more than appearances. That way, the people who value openness will actually benefit from your clarity, while you conserve energy in casual interactions. Truth-telling, in this light, isn't a flaw. It's a rare gift that makes relationships with you feel both safe and real. As you think about this, name one relationship where authenticity is necessary, and one where it isn't. That reflection alone can guide how you invest your energy moving forward, and it points directly to the bigger picture of why your struggles in friendship carry such meaning. In conclusion, the struggles you face in friendship as an INFJ are not flaws. They're reflections of how deeply you connect. Your drive for authenticity, depth, and honesty often puts you out of sync with surface-level dynamics, but those same traits make your relationships rare when they find the right ground. Think of 3 quick rules you can start using today. Protect your energy by setting boundaries, pace your vulnerability to match the other person, and triage truth-telling. Save your full honesty for the bonds that deserve it. These shifts help you navigate without betraying yourself. Share which friendship struggle resonated most with you in the comments, and click the link below for the free personality test we recommend. Your depth is rare. Use it to magnetize the right people, not to punish yourself. If you want to continue the journey to understanding yourself or an INFJ in your life, click either of the following videos, where we continue to unlock the secrets of the INFJ personality type.